One thing I've noticed with the iron condors is that it has been harder to get a sense of tactical timing lately. Mid-2023, it seemed clearer, maybe due to higher volatility. Well, the thing about iron condors, they're a fantastic strategy. And it's not really a strategy, it's just a trade structure. But the way that we trade them, iron condors are really, really good for most market environments. Now, this is a little bit counterintuitive. People don't typically understand this, but iron condors perform better in more volatile markets. The worst situation that you can have if you're trading iron condors is a slow, steady climbing market. If you imagine what would happen in these two scenarios, one, the market has a steep pullback correction. And the other situation, for 3 straight months, it's just nothing but consistent, slow, steady gains, up marching to all-time highs. Which one of these is better for an iron condor trader? Well, definitely the pullback, the correction, steep market crash. Because what's going to happen? Well, the person who is in an iron condor and the stock market steadily climbs, in a couple of weeks, he's going to reach his stop loss. He's going to take a losing trade. The person who has a crashing trade, they're going to reach their stop loss in 2 days. They're going to stop out of the trade. Now, what about the next trade that these two people take? The one person that was stopped out on the high side, they have to open a new iron condor that is Vega negative, net short volatility, when volatility is even lower than it was the first time. So this is an even weaker trade the second time than it was the first time that it stopped out. And then the market continues to trend higher. That one stops out even faster than the previous one did. What about the person on the other side? Well, he took a stop loss trade as well in 2 days and it was scary, but they lost the same amount. So now the second person gets to open a new fresh iron condor with high volatility, and his condor is going to be very wide and well protected. It's very difficult to imagine that the next trade is also going to get stopped out. That's going to be a very strong trade, the second one that he opens. This guy that's watching the market march up for 4 months straight, every single trade he opens is worse than the previous one. Market crash, every trade you open subsequent is a better trade than the previous one. So eventually, the guy that's trading market neutral iron condors in a market crash, he's only going to have 1 or 2 losing trades, and then those are going to be so wide, so strong, and net short Vega that he's going to start getting winning trades before long. It's not going to take very long. This guy, the guy who's getting stopped out on the high side, he could continue getting stopped out for 3-4 months straight. This is our iron condor strategy performance. So this strategy did launch live at VTS in January 2012. It was one of the original strategies. Pandemic, nothing. Volpocalypse, nothing. These are not 2022. This strategy made 26% in 2022. Stock market was down. Why is the biggest drawdown 2017? Well, what happened in 2017? It was the lowest volatility year on record. The market was just steadily going up. Volatility was going down. The VIX was printing 9s. That is a horrible environment for an iron condor trader. That's the worst situation you can get. So I actually had my largest drawdown when the stock market was at its most stable. So your question, why is it so difficult in the last 3 or 4 months? That's why. We are currently in the worst environment as an iron condor strategy that you can get. A slow, steady, all-time high, low volatility climb. That's the worst. Because every trade that stops out, an iron condor has a margin of error, let's say 5% in a low vol environment. Market goes up 5%, stop out. 4%, stop out. Every trade you take after that is worse than the previous one. This sucks. Now, if the markets, let's say I was in an iron condor today and the market crashed, that trade's going to lose money. But it's only one trade. We only allocate a very tiny percentage to each individual trade. So my second trade's going to be awesome. That's essentially what's happening is you are experiencing not the same as 2017. It's not quite the same. But remember, volatility should be viewed on a relative basis. VIX isn't printing 9s, but right now volatility is low. Considering, Volpocalypse, pandemic, 2022 market crash, it's very difficult to even fathom that the VIX could be touching the 9s now. But a VIX of 13 now is relative basis kind of the same as a VIX of 9 in 2017. So right now it's just the worst environment for iron condors. And this has been bothering a few people as well. I get emails every day. Well, what is going on? Why are you not taking new trades? Well, this is why. Why am I just going to walk head first into something I know? This is just a bad environment. Volatility is too low. You could do calendars, which we do. The Iron Condor mega course that people get access to it does include a section where during low vol, you do transition into calendars. What lesson is that? Calendar. We start doing calendars around lesson 1920. When you have volatility so low, calendars are better, but it doesn't save you. This is a situation where I am just doing the smart thing. I'm trying to keep maybe one, because you never know when the market's going to cooperate, right? So you should get a little bit of exposure. Maybe next week we'll take a new one, but I'm not going to load my portfolio with 3 layers. Why would I do that? This is the absolute worst situation. So that's what you're experiencing. Good of you to notice it. Thank you for allowing me to explain. I might actually cut that clip out and send it to the community, because believe me, a lot of people are asking that. Well, what is going on with iron condors? Sure, your QLD, short vol, stock market. I understand why those ones are not trading, right? We're making a bunch of money. We're not going to give it, I'm not going to just forego the profit. But how come you're not trading iron condors? Let's go, Well, that's why. It would be a mistake. And I don't like unforced errors in trading. Cash is an active position in my mind. There's nothing wrong with cash. When cash is better than a position, then cash is the position, isn't it? You have to start viewing investing as not, I'm allocated, so I'm trading. Being not allocated sometimes is the best trade you can take. So that's how I view it.